So today we are talking about, similar to what we talked about yesterday about adding cards to your pipeline. Today we'll be talking about making sure if you want um, for each contact, for each form, creating a contact automatically. So you'll just come into contact update and then you'll click enable and then you'll click save. You can of course copy this. So this is just kind of a simple little thing you can do. Also, if you are logged in as an admin and you go to settings here and you go to website widgets, we do have this contact us form. The difference being is that the other forms, let's say they're intake forms, so you're gathering information, maybe you have it on your website. If they then create, or if they then fill out that form, then they will also have a contact automatically been created in the system. So you won't have to do that double entry. It'll just automatically create a contact. If you want to have just a contact us form, then you'd come here and then you would copy this link. And of course, you can embed it on your social media, in your email signature, website. You can put this as part of your header or footer in your email template, either in your email in InsuredMine or wherever you're making your emails. And then when they click submit, of course, then this will create a deal card and or a contact if need be. So those are just a couple things that we've added. We're going to dive deeper into all of these different forms that we have for you guys, as well as if you do have a custom form, how you can then create your own URL. So we'll talk about that tomorrow and the next day. And that is all I have for today.
Amanda, are the forms that are set up already, do they automate if a client fills it out as an automatic response, or do they have to email it or fax it to us?
No, so when they fill out, so let's just look at a quote sheet here. They'll just click submit. So it'll be, and they can also save it as a PDF. But what they'll do is they will just fill all this information out, and then they will click submit here, and then it will go through. And then you and them will both get, let's see. What am I missing?
Put your address there so I can send you a quote.
And then I'll click submit here, and then both parties will get an email saying that there's been a form. Request for a quote generated is what this says.
So how do we put that into a form that we create?
Yeah, so if you have created a form, if you already have it in the system, you'll go to custom forms. Let's say you've made this form here. You'll click import, and then you'll copy this link and then do whatever that you need to do. So either send it to the customer, embed it in an email, put it on your website, all of that. So you can generate your own URLs, and then let's go to this. You just click import, you can reset. So you can have multiple different forms with different links. One form isn't going to suffice all of it. So you have the choice to make as many URLs as you would like.
Yeah, is there a way to we have forms for auto, we have forms for home, etc. But is there a way to actually combine them so that they don't have to repeat the demographic information, like their name and their phone number and all that sort of thing?
For a custom form that you have built, we don't have the ability to merge forms. You could send them in to Saloni and see if on the back end we could somehow do that. But if you did want an easier way, what you could do is, let me just unselect, just for the sake of this example, we'll just select home and auto. I'll click import, copy a link. Let's go here to another tab. I'll paste this link. And then from here, you can choose the difference. And of course, if you selected more, you could have all the different types of quotes that you're looking for.
Okay.
Is there a way to customize the information that we're asking in the quote sheet?
Yes,
You know what I'm
so we
saying?
do have all of these templates here. So you'll just click edit in Builder.
Edit, okay.
And
So,
then,
like, we could see what coverages we want, is that right?
yep.
Okay.
So you
we
can
have-
eliminate, I'm
what was
sorry.
that?
I'm sorry, man. You can eliminate the fields you don't want to use or edit them out or delete them.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we've included everything that we could think of because we thought it'd be easier for y'all to just
wonderful.
remove than to have to add.
I like it.
Can we have a drop down for coverages or not?
Yeah, yeah. So what you'll do,
Okay.
so let's say for this home usage, you can just click edit here. And kind of, then let's put coverage. And then you can have the different choices here, placeholder. So this is what it will look like. So now this will show you each. Let's just remove these for the sake of this. Then we'll click save. Now this says coverage, and my drop down is going to say these two. And of course you can add your own, like you can just start and add your own. I recommend manipulating what we have. It's a lot easier than having to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So,
How did you get to where you are here, Amanda?
Yeah, so I went to forms.
Forms.
It's under the admin tab, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
recommend being an admin so that way. Yeah. And then after you went to forms, I went to choose templates. And I just selected the home quote. So I selected edit in Builder. And then from here, and then the icons are very small. I'm working on getting those big to make them like larger, but then you'll just click this little edit sign. And from there, you can make all the changes. Let me actually show the one that we were just in. We have something. So I went to home usage. I clicked edit. I changed this to say coverage. And then I went to data and then just changed what I wanted to be from the drop-down menu.
So like if we wanted to have them choose what limits of liability, we could have that as a drop down, like 500,000, 300,000, whatever. Is that
Yep.
right?
Yep. You can
And is
put
that
whatever.
true for the auto as well? In other words, I don't want to quote minimum cover liability, so I don't even want that to be an option for them. Is that even possible?
Yeah, whatever you want to put in here, you can. So I could put, but whatever it is that you want to be in
I
here can show up in your drop-down menu. So, 500, but I mean, I don't know.
Are these in a drop down then?
Yes. So see, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to say coverage. And right now it's going to say 500, 700, and then, yeah. So you can just manipulate what you want it to say. Yeah.
And this is something we could post on our website. Is that correct?
So let's go in here and click save. And we're going to say bite-sized score. Click save. Then I will go to settings. And I will go to website widgets. So settings, website widgets. Then I'll go to custom forms. And I'll select, we just built this bite-sized training test form.
Yeah.
I'm going to click import and then copy link. And then I can put this, I'll paste this link wherever, you know, I'm just doing this so you guys can see it. But you
Yeah.
can put this in your email signature, send it to, you know. So home usage, this will say, I don't think I updated it, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is where I
So we
didn't.
need to coordinate with our web designer to have that link showing up when someone wants a homeowner's insurance quote.
Mhm,
It would take them to this site, correct?
mhm. Yep. And then they would click submit from screen to screen. But for now, you'll go to pipeline manager, of course, always being logged in as an admin. And then you'll go to settings here and then settings again. And it's this very first option.
Ah, okay.
So this is where they will come.
Great.
Yeah, there's a lot of different settings with forms. So you can also come in here to this form and do it this way during settings. So these are just further settings if you want to do it this way. So we have it that all of the forms, of course, will create the lead in stage, but if you wanted to be more particular and you didn't want it to start as a lead, which most people do, but if you had like a service, if you had like a claim sheet or something like that, renewal, you could always change it so it's going to show up somewhere else. So like for your, you could have it if you did have a, like Libra, if you did have a form that was for service for something like that, and your daughter was had a license, you could have that when they filled out the service form, she was the one, it got assigned to her, as well as she gets an email saying like, this form has been filled out, and then she can go and view it, and it can show up. Let's have it show up on service pipeline in issues, and then she will get assigned, and then you can have multiple people get an email, but this is how that will come in. Be there. I think that and Carnell and Stan have had the system for a long time, so they can probably speak to this as well. I would say getting your sales and your retention pipelines created with knowing your process. So a lot of it is kind of almost off screen in a weird way of like, okay, if I want to make sure that I'm following the same process each time, do I want to use the task list or do I want to use a checklist? And then, you know, just knowing what your ideal process looks like. And once you have that, then when we do a training, then I can say, okay, let's build that checklist or let's create that task list template. So that's, you know, that's kind of what we try to marry the two.
Is there best practice? You know, I mean, because I don't know the difference between a task list or a checklist. I mean,
Yeah.
in my mind, I do it, but I want to go according to what other agencies are doing well. I know it's all over the place though, probably in terms of what they're doing.
Yeah. So
Something I just,
yeah. So what I see the difference between using a checklist and a task list. The checklists are the things that 90% of the time you're going to do these 4 steps when you're working with X client, when you're always working with an auto policy, or when you have issued the policy, what are the 4 documents you need to make sure you have before or after the policy? Those things that, you know, you could just, if somebody said, hey, you have a lead in, that's an auto, what do you have to make sure to do to issue the policy? And not in a sales process, but just the like certain documents you need, or if you know that you always have to email 3 times or something like that. This is going to build that consistency. The task list is off of that. So you need a driver's license information. That's going to be on your checklist. Get driver's license information. Well, you didn't get it.
so I start with a checklist and then go to the task. Is that right?
Yeah, that makes sense. So based off of what you're needing in order to achieve your checklist, you'll use your tasks.
Hey,
Do that one more time. To
So
achieve?
to achieve the bullet points on your checklist, you need to complete your tasks. So they kind of go back and forth.
Do you have training videos or training steps to do the pipeline manager? And you mentioned sales and retention pipeline.
So on retention, we don't. It'll be the same. But for creating pipelines and all of that, you can find that under, let me go here, in a lot of different places. Number one, if you
Okay.
go, if of course, if you do the courses, let's go
Yep.
into one of these.
So that's what you were talking about the other day, which is a separate login.
Mhm.
This is separate from the other one, right?
Yeah. So this we
So
built.
where would you have me start?
I would have you start to go to this course and start a pipeline beginner and just go through
Uh-huh.
it. And then from there, other thing you could do is you could go to the knowledge base. All of this is found here. You'll go to knowledge base inside of InsuredMine. And if you go to training sessions, and then we have micro videos, we have them based off
Wow.
of skill. And then we have all of these. This is all for marketing. And then all of
Wow.
this is for pipeline. They're very short.
I didn't know. How do I add this person? I had no idea. I
So
didn't
you'll-
see.
yeah.
Add a deal. There it is. Oh my goodness.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
that's okay.
And
And
the
the thing
contact,
too about this knowledge base is let's type add deal.
But I didn't even know what the term was. To me, I'm adding a prospect. I didn't know it was a deal.
Yeah.
Even. So I'm going,
Mhm.
how do I add a prospect so I can get them in? But I don't even have the system set up. So I need to set that up first so I
Mhm.
can run them through the system, right?
Well, you have this. Yours says deal board. I renamed it to sales because deal board doesn't make sense. So I renamed it to sales. Same idea. And you'll have these stages in here.
So do I start there, then add a deal? Is that the idea?
Yeah. Mhm. So this is like your electronic Rolodex of leads. These are all the people that were, you have 1,000 people that you got from some sort of like lead source or lead sheet or something like that. And 10% of them right now are possibly interested in getting a policy. That's where you're going to see those 10 in that lead in. And then
And
move
how
them.
does this interact with our agency management system?
You have AMS 360 or which, no,
Now certs.
now certs. Yeah, so they will go. So with now certs, when you're adding a contact in either place, but if you're adding a contact in InsuredMine, it'll show up in now certs. Any policy information, coverages, driver information, vehicle information, housing, all of that will show up, as well as, this might be a little overwhelming, but notes, tasks, files, activities, texts.
So, but I started in now search. You're saying starting in InsuredMine. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If they're already in now search, how do I get them in InsuredMine?
They
Do
should
they just
already
talk
be.
to each other?
They should be.
Okay.
Yeah, they should be talking because to do the integration between now starts and InsuredMine. So it's 4 steps. We just click like 4 buttons and then boom, the systems talk one another. Very, very.
Boom. Sounds
It
good.
just takes a while for all the data
One-
to slowly get into.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, I don't know if you can answer this, is the carriers is kind of messed up in InsuredMine.
Okay.
It lists like, I think most of these guys would understand too, that like if you have one company, but they've got like 10 different, I would call them subsidiaries.
Mhm.
All those subsidiaries are showing up as separate companies and it's skewing the data.
Mhm.
In other words, I want all the parent company to show up, not these subsidiaries. And I don't know how to fix that in InsuredMine.
Yeah. So when you are in InsuredMine and we're under carriers, let's
Yes.
say you can select multiple.
Yeah.
You just click merge, and then choose which one's the master and click merge.
Oh my goodness, that's so easy.
So you'll just like, and of course you can just search as well. So that's how we, and they won't merge. If you do any merging inside of InsuredMine, they don't merge in your, in Now Search. It's just merged.
Yeah, well, in Now Search, they have like the parent company. So it's okay in Now Search. It's just not okay in InsuredMine.
Yeah. So that's how you can merge here. So you just will.
Will that fix it for future policies that are coming in as well, or do I have to do this all the time?
If they're under, like, let's say Erie was the parent company of these three, of Travelers and Safeco. If you had, and you made Erie the parent company, when they came in under Travelers, they would just flow into Erie.
Oh, perfect.
Now, if let's say Progressive also fell under Erie, then you'd have to add them to the group.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Questions?
So just real quickly, if the prospect is already in InsuredMine, how do I put them in my pipeline?
Okay. So they're just a regular contact and they're sitting in your contacts as a prospect. We'll click
I
add.
hope so. I haven't checked.
Yeah,
I
they
put in
should.
like 6 prospects yesterday.
So if they're already in the system, then you'll type in their name here. I'm going to select Jill. She already has 2 policies with me. So I'm going to select her, or you can select the other Jill that's just a prospect here. And then fill out all this information. So let's switch the LOB to property for some reason. And then add anything you need to add. Then click save. Where did that card go? Try that again. Sales. Why did that not grab it? Well, it should be adding the card right here. I don't know why that's not working.
Maybe it's taking a time. Haven't had their coffee yet. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
Nope, still.
Well, ideally they would show up right here. Oh, maybe
Worries.
let me do all.
Should I not be concerned about putting them in my pipeline manager, although until I get my checklist set up first?
I would start now because the quickest.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I know. I was under the wrong agent. I would start. Well, I guess you could ask Dan and Carnell. If what you guys would think. I would think to start the card so you can at least you can see some other ways the system works. But
I can always adjust the checklist though, right? It's not set in stone. So
nothing.
Like if I find that's not working for me or that's too much, I can adjust it.
You can change everything. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead and put the lead in and get started and start with the first step and move forward.
Yeah, thank you. I do a lot of work with mortgage brokers and realtors who are sending me leads. Is there an easy way for them to send me that information so that it maybe even creates a deal for me automatically?
Yes.
Go ahead, Carnell. Take it away.
No, she was just, the cart, we were just talking about the forms. Just edit the form to create the information that they need, get the link, and then, there we go. Yeah. So whatever form you decide or however you want to edit it to get it the way you want it, send them that link. They'll open up the link. They'll fill in the information. When they hit send, it goes into your InsuredMine, and you also get an email that you have a new form.
Yeah, I just want to make it easy for them though, because right now they're emailing me, looks like screenshots of information, and half the time it's really hard to see, and then I've got to recreate it all. Do you know, anyone know, I think there's a specific form they have, especially mortgage brokers, that populates the information? Either of you know that by any chance?
That populates.
I don't know how to
Well, I was looking at it from what you need to do your quote. All right.
yeah.
So be it the, the year built, whether they have a security system, any dogs,
No, I can do all that. I just want their contact information.
yeah,
You
well,
know,
that'll be part of the form. Is, in other words, the client's name, address, email, phone number, prior address,
yes,
all the
I
information
need
you need,
that. Yeah.
all the information you need to do your quote. That's what's going to be on the form that you send them, the link to the form you send them. And then when they fill it out, it's going to go to you. All right. So, but my concern is you don't want to have them fill out too much information. In other words, you want to make it easy for them,
Yes. Yes.
but you also want to make it easy for you. So
Yeah.
get the essential information that you need and that you need to get what you need.
Yeah. And how did you get here? This is just a template. So I'd create my template maybe as to what I want them to fill in for me so that I can get started working on the quotes, right?
And if you write down what it is that you want on a form, and if you do have something that you're like, I want this question, but I want it to be in a drop down menu. If you create that list, or you can just draw your form out or whatever, then during the training, we can just go through and make it with you.
Wow.
But if you wanted to get started, like Colonel's saying, you can always you'll go to forms, and then you'll go to choose template. Whichever one, I would do whichever one you would think would be the most applicable to what questions you're asking, or not even the questions you're asking, but maybe looks like what you're looking for. So let's just do a contact update here. You'll add your logo by clicking edit, and then you'll just change whatever. And if you can just change whatever the field is.
I can put my logo in there. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. So we just put this
Okay.
here so people know, like, to put the logo.
Yeah. Logo goes here. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
exactly.
No worries.
Yeah. Then you'll
Okay.
just give it a second to load, because if you saw the first screen, give it 1 second, click here, and then you can just change the image.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to make it easy for them to send the information over to me.
So all they'll do is you'll write an email or something that says, you'll go say, please fill out.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Yep.
And they click on that.
Mm-hmm. Then they'll just click it. They'll click submit. They get an email. You get an email. You get a deal card. All as well.
The deal card is already in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And now Stan told me about this digital business card. And think about this. You send them your digital business card, and on your digital business card, you have a link to the form. So all they have to do is pull up your digital business card, click on the link, and send you the information.
So how do I find out more about that, Stan?
It's card, it's HTTP, well, see, just go to card.get-card.com.
Card.what?
Card.get, GET-card.com. The beauty of the thing is that it brings up a mini website, but it's one touch situation. They can contact you by phone, text, email, social media, etc. And it has a place where they can forward it. They can actually forward it. If you're dealing with a client, they can forward your contact information to another person with just one touch.
Now, how do you use this, Stan?
It's on all of my correspondence that goes out. I have a button that says Get Digital Business Card, and they click on it, and it automatically brings it up, and all they have to do is enter their information, and it's automatic. It downloads to their phone.
So they can have it on as an app on their phone. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Contact. Yeah. App or contact. Yeah. It's basically a contact. So they saved it under whatever your business name or Leroy Redding. They push that. Your card comes up. on like a little display here, they push the button and then the form comes up and they fill out the form and then they send like they're sending an email, and
Wow.
you've got the contact.
So could I text this to my realtors and mortgage
Yep.
brokers then?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Of course. Bye, everybody. Thank you so
right.
much.
Have a great
You're
day,
welcome.
everybody.
You all too. Thank you.
Yep.
You all
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.
See you, Carney. I'll see you the other way.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Stanley. Bye-bye.